Emergency Management and Homeland Security to set up a backup emergency operations center in the new Orange Fire Station along US Route 23. The station was built with such a center in mind, requiring little extra cost, Chief Stewart said. Stewart contacted other agencies, even those in northern Franklin County, to let them know an alternate operating center is available during an emergency. The county's 911 director, Bob Greenlaw, toured the facility last fall, Stewart said, and asked if the new 911 center could also use it as a backup. Last week, Greenlaw and some of his staff took computers and cell phones to the Orange station to make sure they would work in the basement site of the emergency center. They did, Stewart said. Anything that you would, by the way, that appeared in, the April 11th edition of a local paper here in the township. Anything you'd like to add to that?
Sure. Again, with the support of the trustees when we built the building and did the planning to put this facility in the basement, with working with Mr. Cassidy to get this off the back burner to the front burner, and now working with you, we're making the Orange Township's residents safer and also the entire county. And the neat thing about it is that we have a facility that no one else has at this point. And it's because of the forethought and the thinking of everyone involved in the project. So thank all of you.
Okay. Next on the agenda, we have to rescind Resolution 10-154. And that was because, if I remember correctly, it needed to be made a then and now.
Correct.
It actually was a quote, but it read invoice.
And the quote was for a service contract to work on our SCBA compressors for August 2010 and February 2011, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you. With that, I will move to rescind. By the way, any questions, gentlemen? Okay. I will move to rescind resolution number 10-154. Purchase authorized. The authorized purchase needed to be a then and now purchase order. Second.
Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Mr. Cassidy? Yes. Mr. Quigley?
Okay, with regard to that, I move that we authorize the issuance of a then and now purchase order to Breathing Air Systems in the amount of $943.80 for a maintenance contract for breathing air compressors.
Second. Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Mr. Cassidy? Yes. Mr. Quigley?
Yes. We further have a purchase order to Howe Rescue Systems in the amount of $12,500 to replace some damaged hydraulic lines from Rescue 362, and also the addition of one-step quick connections on all rescue tools. Chief, Assistant Chief, you described what this one-step quick connection is to me,
Right,
and what the advantage is over the current system. Would you mind taking a moment to explain that?
Sure. Just to, we're going to replace hydraulic lines, not because they were damaged, because they've been used quite a bit, pulled in and out of the truck and off the reels. So that's $1,102.67 of that cost. And that vehicle's 5 years old, so it's just regular preventive maintenance. What we're doing with the other $10,000 plus is updating and replacing quick connects for our rescue tools. So as everyone realizes that seconds can count as life or death, instead of having a two-step process to disconnect the rescue tools and put another tool on because we have to change tools from time to time when we're working an extrication or a rescue, this will allow us to do it with one connection, and we're going to replace all of the connections on all of the rescue tools, the engines, so that we have the same capability on all those trucks. Makes us more efficient and lets us do our job quicker and better.
Okay, gentlemen, are there any questions for the Chief or myself? Seeing none, I move that we authorize issuance of a purchase order to Howe Rescue Systems, Inc. in the amount of $12,500 for replacing 3 hydraulic lines from Rescue 362 and the addition of one step quick connections on all rescue tools.
Second. Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Mr. Cassidy? Yes. Mr. Quigley?
Yes.
All right. We have a PO to Vince Catalona for background checks for 3 part-time firefighter paramedic applicants. Any questions? I move that we authorize issuance of a purchase order to Vince Catalona in the amount of $750 for background checks for 3 part-time firefighters and paramedic applicants.
Second.
Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Mr. Cassidy?
Yes.
Mr. Quigley?
Yes.
Okay, finally, with regard to purchase orders, and Chief, if I could get you to speak to this a little
Sure.
bit. We have a PO for apparatus repair, to repair a hydraulic leak and change a hydraulic filter and fluid. Could you please speak to that?
Sure. The hydraulic leak was discovered during normal maintenance. And so we're going to change the device that's leaking. In the meantime, it is time to change the hydraulic fluid in the reservoirs that move our ladder up and down and around, much like when you change the oil in your car. But for us, it's 65 gallons of hydraulic fluid. So that's the major cost for that. So we're replacing one filter, going to replace 65 gallons of hydraulic fluid so that it makes sure that our ladder is maintained and can move the way it's supposed to be moved.
Okay. Gentlemen, any questions? And Chief, this is a not-to-exceed PO?
Correct.
Thank you. I move that we authorize the issuance of a purchase order to Fire Apparatus Service and Repair, Inc. in the amount of not to exceed $2,415.40 for repair of a hydraulic leak, changing the hydraulic filter and fluid on ladder 361.
Second.
Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Mr. Cassidy?
Yes.
Mr. Quigley?
Yes.
Okay, that brings us to G, amending a resolution. Give me 1 second here. Okay. Here it is. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. It is. Okay. We are modifying, amending a resolution which authorized the purchase of a fire vehicle for the purpose of clarifying the components that went into that resolution. And I think predominantly that would be the trade-in that needed further clarification in that resolution.
Correct.
So, gentlemen, do you have any questions regarding this? Again, it is for clarity and completeness regarding the trade-in and subsequent purchase. Any questions? If not, I move that we amend Resolution 10-089 to read as follows. Resolution 10-089, authorize the issuance of a purchase order to Coughlin Ford, Inc. Motion to declare the 2004 Dodge Dakota 4-door pickup and cab, VIN number 1D7HG38N14 F697257, to be obsolete, not needed, or unfit for public purposes. Authorize its trade-in for a $9,300 credit toward the purchase of a new 2010 Ford Ranger, and authorize issuance of a purchase order to Coughlin Ford, Inc. in the amount of $12,378.36 for a 2010 Ford Ranger for fire prevention, such amount being the net amount due on the $21,678.36 purchase price for such vehicle.
Before I second it, Mr. Chairman, was there a need to rescind our resolution?
No, it's not.
So, further question, is this, are we addressing items A and B under the fiscal officer report.
No, we are under 7G.
So 8A and B is different than this issue.
I'm going to say they are. I don't know.